Imagine the thrill of watching a team suddenly click into high gear. That's exactly what happened when Detroit Lions head coach Dan Campbell stepped up to handle the play calling himself, sparking a powerhouse performance that left fans buzzing. If you've ever wondered how a single change behind the scenes can transform an entire offense, stick around because this story reveals the inner workings of NFL strategy and team dynamics. Eric Woodyard, the go-to ESPN reporter for all things Detroit Lions, broke this down on November 9, 2025, at 10:31 p.m. Eastern Time. Woodyard, who joined ESPN back in September 2019 as an NBA specialist for the Midwest before shifting to NFL coverage in April 2021, hails from Flint, Michigan. A Western Michigan University alum, he's penned 3 books, Wasted, Ethan's Talent Search, and All In, the Kelvin Torbert Story, and proudly raises his son, Ethan. His deep roots in the region make his insights on the Lions feel like insider chats from a trusted friend. In Landover, Maryland, the Lions offense exploded for a convincing 44-22 win against the Washington Commanders on Sunday. This came right after Campbell, the team's fiery leader, decided to take the reins of play calling. That's the process where the coach decides every snap, route, and run play in real time. Kind of like being the quarterback's brain on the sideline. From their rookie offensive coordinator, John Morton, just a week earlier. For beginners, think of it as the coach becoming the director of a high-stakes movie, scripting the action to fit the team's strengths. Campbell opened up about a candid sit-down with Morton the Monday following a shocking defeat at home to the Minnesota Vikings. That loss must have stung, especially since the Lions were entering the game as one of the NFL's top-scoring teams in points per game. Yet, they were missing that consistent rhythm, relying too much on those flashy long-shot big plays rather than a balanced attack. And this is the part most people miss. Even high-powered offenses can falter without a clear identity, like a band that only plays hits but skips the harmonies. We had a straightforward talk, just the two of us, and everything's solid between us, Campbell shared. I let him know I still need his expertise, but I sensed this was a move I had to make myself. He praised Morton's team-first attitude. John's all about the squad. Winning is his only focus. He wants to contribute however he can, and he was fantastic out there today. The guy's a relentless worker, always prepping everything we might need. Sure, it might not sit perfectly with him personally, but he's a total professional who gets the big picture. So we push forward. Remember how the Commanders pulled off a stunning upset against the top-seeded Lions in the NFC divisional playoffs back in January? Well, Sunday's rematch was sweet payback. Detroit's offense scored on 8 straight drives, with Campbell masterminding the schemes. Spotting him on the sidelines, glasses perched on his nose, headset on, clutching a play sheet like a secret weapon, was a sight to behold. So immersed was he that he completely missed the fact that President Donald Trump was in the stands. I was locked in, oblivious to the crowd or anything else, he admitted with a grin. Whether our defense was out there or I was hustling to set up the next play, it didn't register. But hey, knowing the president was watching. That's huge, the leader of the free world showing up for your game. One player who clearly thrived under the new setup was wide receiver Jameson Williams. He hauled in 6 catches for 119 yards, a team best, plus a touchdown. It was his first 100-yard game since Week 2's 108-yard outburst against the Chicago Bears. Williams, who's been itching for more involvement, joked about Campbell's specs, seeing the coaching glasses. Hilarious. Maybe the first or second time ever. Totally changes his vibe. But here's where it gets controversial. Is handing play calling to the head coach a vote of no confidence in the coordinator, or just smart adaptation? Some fans argue it undermines the staff, while others see it as bold leadership. The stats backed up the shift. Detroit notched a season-high 226 rushing yards and a whopping 546 total yards, showing a more versatile attack. For context, rushing yards measure how far the team advances on the ground. And when paired with passing, it creates a nightmare for defenses, like having both a sledgehammer and a scalpel. Quarterback Jared Goff, noted that the week's practices felt seamless, with Morton still heavily involved, especially in designing the passing routes that Campbell values highly. Huge props to John for managing this like the seasoned coach he is, with zero ego in sight. Goff said after his stellar outing, 25 completions out of 33 attempts, 320 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 0 picks. To go through that transition without skipping a beat in planning, supporting me in the pass game, it was seamless and impressive. Everything gelled perfectly this week. Running back Jahmyr Gibbs also rebounded big time from a dismal Week 9 against Minnesota, where he managed just 28 scrimmage yards on 12 touches, his lowest of the year. Against Washington, he exploded for 3 scrimmage touchdowns on 18 touches, a personal best. Scrimmage yards, by the way, tally rushing and receiving combined, giving a full picture of a back's impact. Campbell framed the decision casually. We figured, why not mix it up a bit? He emphasized his vision for the offense while stressing collaboration. I know my style and what I want, that this is a group effort. I leaned on John Morton and the rest of the staff the whole way. This isn't Campbell's first rodeo. Back in 2021, after a brutal 44-6 thrashing by the Philadelphia Eagles in Week 8, he took over from then-coordinator Anthony Lynn, who was later replaced by Ben Johnson in the offseason. But Goff and Campbell are quick to differentiate. No comparison at all, Goff insisted. We were 0-8 then, starting from rock bottom. Now we're 5-3, in a much stronger spot. Campbell echoed, I recall how that one wrapped up, but this is different. Morton's thriving, and he had my back today. With Ben Johnson now heading to coach the Bears this offseason, Campbell had toyed with calling plays himself before hiring Morton, realizing the heavy load on a head coach, juggling defense, special teams, and more. But now he's embracing the dual role as the Lions face a grueling November, kicking off with a tough road game in Philly next week. Like any new challenge, you adapt, streamline, and prioritize the team's needs above all, he explained. That's the only thing that counts. I'm pleased with our position. I wasn't flawless today, and Goff saved my hide a few times, but the staff's aligned, the players are motivated, and there's real potential to build from here. But wait, is this a temporary fix, or a sign of deeper issues in the coaching hierarchy? Some might say Campbell's move risks burnout, while others hail it as the spark the Lions need for a playoff run. What do you think? Does a head coach doubling as play caller empower the team, or stretch it too thin? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Agree with Campbell's gamble, or would you have stuck with Morton? Let's discuss.